Greetings from Kentucky. I'm riding with my RV, wherever I want to be, 'cause I'm free in my RV. Kentucky is such a pretty state, especially the countryside. It looks nice even from the highway, and right now, as you can see, it is pretty flat. But as we go further north and further to the east, we will see more and more rolling hills. This is our second time here in Kentucky, but when we came back in 2011, we just drove through. And this time we're also driving through, don't get your hopes up. But we're just going to do it a little slower. We are on the way to Mammoth Cave National Park. Mammoth Cave is supposed to be the largest cave system in the world that we know of, with over 400 miles and counting. And I say counting because they still haven't been able to explore the whole thing. Let's make sure that the GoPro is actually recording, and it obviously is. And here we are, Mammoth Cave National Park. Let's look for the campground and let's hope we can get there before it gets dark. The speed limit in the park is 35 miles per hour, so driver beware. And it looks like we have arrived. There's no one on duty at the entrance to greet us at this time, so we just drive through to our reserved site, which is, by the way, Lucky 13 on Loop B. Our primitive no hookup site here will set us back $20, and beware, there is no cellular coverage whatsoever, just a very slow Wi-Fi near the general store. We have arrived here at the Mammoth Cave National Park, and we are here at the Mammoth Cave campground. And hopefully tomorrow we can see the caves. This is a weird setup because this was a one-way street, and as I drove in, the service side of the vehicle is what's facing my table. It is very nice, very peaceful. Listen to all the birds singing. We walk around the campground a little bit, and we are really contemplating the idea of moving into a camper van at some point in the future. And there's Minitini. What a nice shot. We are famished, and the store, quite conveniently, is still open at this time. So let's get some pasta and tomato sauce for dinner. We actually have some spinach in the fridge that is about to go bad, so... Every cooking show, we're making pasta. We got some Prego tomato sauce from the store, and we're gonna make some pasta. We're gonna have some pasta because we're hungry. We're here at Mammoth Cave campground. Bon appetit! And you know what I love about these remote places? You can actually see the stars. Good morning from the Mammoth Cave campground here in Kentucky. It is a beautiful day. Even though the visitors center is within walking distance, just about a half a mile away, we are going to drive there because we are leaving right after the tour. We booked the 2-hour-long Domes and Dripstones tour. This bus is going to take us to the new entrance to the cave, and here to the right we see the campground on the store. The ride to the entrance of the cave takes about 10 minutes. If I can have one gripe, one complaint about the tour is that the group is way too large. We can barely hear the guide if we fall just a little behind. As I said before, we are going in through the new entrance, which was blasted into this sinkhole we are going to be descending through by one John Morrison, who wanted to commercialize a different entrance to the cave back in 1916. And look who's here to greet us. You see, too many people. The whole cave experience is one long bottleneck. At some points, like here, it is a pretty narrow squeeze between the walls, and down we go. We are actually descending into a couple of 100 feet underground, and as you can see, there's a lot of wildlife down here. Yikes. Oh boy. Man, it looks like we're going towards the center of the earth. Eventually, it flattens out as we reach a drier part of the cave. This large room is called the Grand Central Station because many small corridors connect here. And besides taking a break, we get a lengthy explanation about the discovery of the cave, its history, and how it originally opened to the public.
Hey George, a very happy new year. Because most of that world-famous historic Mammoth Cave looks like this passageway we're currently sitting in, and many of the other show caves in the area look like the section of cave that we'll see at the very end. So not a lot of caves have that. And today we're going to go through 3 different types of cave passageways.
Here's some historic graffiti, probably from the earlier explorers who came here in the early 1800s. We continue towards the next section of the cave, and there is a guide in front of us and one in the back, making sure no one is left behind. The one in the back is also responsible for turning off the lights. In this section of the cave, all these rocks have fallen onto one another until they have reached a state of stability. This part of the cave is also very dry, nothing like the sinkhole we came through earlier, in which water was dripping all over the place. This is what they call, I guess, a dead cave, which is no longer being eroded. Take a look at the flat ceiling up ahead. It almost looks artificial. It is that layer of denser rock that keeps this part of the cave dry. In this room we get another very informative session to which we are late, of course. The green pigment on some of the walls and ceilings is actually algae, brought here by us, inadvertently, visitors and tourists that come to the cave. In this area coming up, we start seeing more evidence of water erosion. And there it is. I knew there was going to be water nearby. This right here is the drapery room, and that formation up ahead is called the frozen Niagara. To be honest, this is my type of cave, the one that I like, with stalactites and stalagmites. This is truly magnificent. Look at some of those delicate shapes. A little bit of night vision here to appreciate it better. This part here is fenced off to avoid further damage to the stalactites and stalagmites, which has been caused by us, people, visitors. So if you come to the cave, don't touch the stalactites, please. Thank you. Light. All right, that was great, wasn't it? Here we wait for the bus that will take us back to the visitor center. At the visitor center, we have to go through some decontamination to avoid us spreading some fungal spores that are causing other bats in other caves to die from something called the white nose syndrome. Parking lot is full now. It is time to continue on our journey. Here we take the Mammoth Cave Parkway to exit the park. Did you guys see the deer? Okay, let me rewind. Do you see it now? It actually looked a lot closer in real life. Let me slow down a little bit. I think it is time to get me a better GoPro and a better drone and a better tow vehicle for that matter while we're at it. Nah, we're doing just fine. Mammoth Cave Parkway becomes Mammoth Cave Road as we approach the town of Cave City. And the road is lined up with all kinds of places where you can do zip lining or buy rocks, and they also have museums, and there is so much to see here, but we're not gonna stop anywhere. As you know, this is just an overview trip. I wish we had more time. We take I-65 because our sights are now a little further to the north in Bourbon Country. We exit the interstate at Bonneville, Kentucky, and we go east on State Route 728. We then go north on State Route 357 by Hodgenville, which is listed as a populated place of about 2,000 people. I guess not dense enough to be called a town. Interesting. The person driving this van in front of us is going 30 miles per hour, seriously. And it looks like they are learning how to drive. So I'm going to try to pass him here. You see, I told you it was going to get a little more hilly as we went further northeast. We take State Route 84, also called Tanner Road, into the city of Hodgenville. It was near here that Abraham Lincoln was born back in 1809. Although we are oblivious to the fact as we drive through the picturesque town. They actually even have a museum and a replica of the log cabin where Abe was born. And we will visit for sure the next time we are in the area.
Riding with my RV, wherever I want to be, because I'm free in my RV. Yeah, I'm riding.
And we continue riding north on US 31E. A few miles down the road, we stumble upon Abraham Lincoln's boyhood home at Knob Creek. And here they also have a replica of the log cabin. They do have a museum and a trail, and I could have sworn I had taken more video, but as you can see, I'm walking empty-handed, so I guess I forget. And we continue on US 31E, also called the Bardstown Road, and it goes to, that's right, Bardstown, the bourbon capital of the world. Speaking about bourbon, you will ask, why are we wandering on the back roads of Kentucky? One main reason, as I told you, bourbon. We plan to visit the Maker's Mark distillery, and if it seems we are in a hurry, well, we are. They close at 3:30 p.m. Here we are arriving in New Haven, which is a small city just shy of 1,000 inhabitants. The day has turned kind of gloomy, so I hope it improves. Our range towing Minitini is just 180 miles at best, so often we have to put gas. So let's put gas here. While we're at it, let me take a quick video of this intersection. And this is one of those moments when I wish time wasn't an issue, because I would love to explore this town. And traveling in a camper van would help too. We could just park and walk around. From here, we continue due east. So far, I am totally in love with rural Kentucky. This is a part of our country I had never seen before. And it is that part that fits the stereotype of being quintessentially America. And nobody seems to be in a hurry. Back in Miami, people would have been blowing their horns a long time ago at these guys. I wanted to encompass all of Kentucky in one long video, but to be honest, it has become a daunting task. And if I were to do it that way, it was going to take a long time to release the video. So I'm just gonna wrap it up right here, upload, as we approach the picture-perfect town of Loretto, where the Maker's Mark distillery is located. On the next travel video, we will be sampling some bourbon at this iconic stop of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. And then, off we go to Louisville. Well, that's all, folks. Do remember to subscribe if you haven't, and if you liked it, well, give me a thumbs up and share with your friends and comment below. I am also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even Snapchat, so follow me there too if you will. I am now Traveling Robert in all of the social networks, and you can also visit the blog at travelingrobert.com. Join the mailing list. As always, thank you so much for watching, and see you on the road.
I'm riding riding with my RV, wherever I want to be, 'cause I'm free in my RV.